Hey, what's going on guys, Xrathis here, and welcome back to another video. Now, I thought it'd be a good idea to record today's video, mainly because, there's some people who are not sure what covenant to go, and although this video isn't going to be, you should go this covenant, or this covenant is the best, it's more of a video, tailored towards what I'm going to be picking, and it might help some people out, it might not, but this is just, my decision in regards to what covenant I'm going to pick. Now, like I said though, this isn't what's going to be the best. It's just, my thought process behind it and, just in general, what I think is tailored towards my playstyle and what I enjoy the most. So, if you're new to World of Warcraft, basically, there's 4 covenants. If you don't know what a covenant is, in simple terms, it's basically a faction where you'd be like, okay, I'm going to choose this faction, and they're going to give me ability which kind of empowers myself, therefore making me stronger, and I'm kind of tied to that one faction, kind of like a allegiance, right? So they're kind of like your alliance, and you go to their zone and earn reputation and everything with them. So it's really, really cool, which is obviously great. Now, I went on the soulbind calculator, maybe for like 5 or 10 minutes yesterday, as I recall. I think it was yesterday at least, and I don't really know what I want to pick. So I'm basically going to look at each of the covenants, decide, what I'm going to pick here today, and hopefully, I actually keep that decision. I think I will, because I'll go, obviously, and talk about the abilities and everything each covenant has, and I'll talk about the reasons to why I like them and don't like them. But just in general, hopefully you like my decision, once I pick it, and hopefully everything goes good. But we'll start over at Bastion because it makes sense, right? That's the zone we all started in, and hopefully it's actually really good. Alright, let's see. So we have Bastion, they're the Kyrian. Sorry, I say Bastion. It's Kyrian. Xrathis, what are you thinking? I meant Kyrian, not Bastion. Bastion's a zone we started in. Okay, so can I please test the Kyrian Covenant abilities again, so you can actually test each one, just so you can obviously know what their abilities are, and it gives you a sense of, who they are and what they offer to obviously you, which is obviously great. Could you please reset the cooldown on my ability so I can train further? That's kind of cool. What adventures await me if I join the Covenant? Okay, let's do that. Let's see what they have. Our noble Kyrian faced the dire consequences of the betrayals you witness in Bastion. The forsworn forces threaten to unravel our realm entirely. Your aid will be invaluable if we are to reclaim Bastion and save the Shadowlands. Tell me again of the virtues of the Kyrian. Okay, so this is how you check out the abilities, it looks like. So this is the armor set you get for like cloth wearers, so for warlocks. It looks okay. It's more like a priest slash like mage type set, I get the vibes of. Doesn't really fit a warlock as much. The mount though, the mount looks cool, I have to admit. It literally fits the gear I'm wearing perfectly. So it's pretty good. The Kyrian are steadfast guardians of the afterlife who bear the souls of the dead in the Shadowlands. Eternally devoted to duty and service, only the worthy may enter their ranks. So it's kind of cool. Now, I don't know if I'm going to pick Kyrian, mainly because, the zone was okay. Don't get me wrong, I actually liked playing through the zone. The lore was alright, I didn't understand it too much, as other players would, proper lore players, but the abilities was okay, right? We had our own steward, which is absolutely awesome. Basically, 5-minute cooldown. If you call your steward, it brings a Phial of Serenity to you. If you consume it, it restores 20% of your HP. Removes all curse, disease, poison, and bleed effects. Insane. And obviously you can interact with your steward as well, and he has different options you can do. So that's obviously very, very cool. You have Scouring Tithe, or Scouring Tithe, sorry, if I pronounce that right. 40-second cooldown, deals 561 arcane damage instantly. So as you press it, it's kind of like Reaping Flames in the sense that it does damage instantly, and it deals 1026 damage over 18 seconds. If the enemy dies though, when they have this on them, you generate 5 soul shards. So actually it's pretty cool, and the cooldown's reset. So it's good for leveling, questing, sorry. It's definitely good for PvE. PvP, I could see it actually being good too, which isn't too bad, and it obviously costs 1,000 mana. So you have these are your soulbind. So if you don't know what a soulbind is, there's a lot to cover in today's episode. It's probably going to be a long one, right? Soulbinds are basically, how do I put this? Because it's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of like, so you have your covenant, and then you have a soulbind. So it's literally straightforward. You're bind to one of these people, right? So you have a choice of 3, and each one gives you different abilities for your path. So it's actually really cool. So as I'm aware, so for example, Pelagos, right? He has a different ability when you compare him to Claire, and she has a different ability when you compare him, her to Forge Light Prime, however you say that guy's name. So Pelagos has combat meditation. Scoring Tithe increases your mastery by 350 for 10 seconds, and occasionally expels sorrowful memories. Walking through the sorrowful memories extends this effect by 3 seconds. So basically, if you walk into that effect, it actually extends the your mastery for an additional 3 seconds, I'm pretty sure. That's pretty cool, right? This woman here, she has basically increases your crit chance and other people's crit chances and where... Oh, wait. Your critical strike grants you a stack of Valiant Strikes up to 20. If a nearby enemy party member drops below 50% HP, consume these stacks to heal them. Okay, so it's like a heal. Not too bad. And then you obviously have this guy after using 90 damage or healing spells. So obviously that's more targeted towards, you know, PvE potentially, like raiding and maybe Mythic Plus. And your next spell or ability summons Brunt, who knocks the enemies back on arrival and then attacks and heals your targets for 30 seconds. Not too bad. And then we have the Sanction feature, which is the Path of Ascension. Tactical Guide for Champions of Bastion. Powerful foes. Not too bad. Like, the mount definitely looks cool. Not a fan of the armor set, if I'm completely honest. Let's test their abilities. Can I please test the abilities again? So, we have the famous Steward. There he is, dude. Listen to him, man.
Welcome, friend. Hello. Yes. Is there work to be done?
I really like him. And see, he has different abilities, which is cool. Well, let's see. So you have Scoring Tithe. Puts a dot on them, basically. Is this affected by your Dark Glare? It actually is. Wow. That's actually decent. I didn't think it was affected by my Dark Glare. This is going to be a tough decision, man. I'm telling you. We're 8 minutes in already, and I've only looked at one Covenant. Okay. Could you please reset the cooldown on my abilities so I can change further? Net procs here. That's pretty cool. Okay, so Bastion, probably not going to pick them. So I'm not picking the Kyrian. Because the zone was cool, but I didn't really like the lore. Now, we go over there later. So the second zone everybody obviously went to was, in fact, Ardenweald. Home of the Night Fae people, which is actually really, really cool. And what adventures await me if I join the Covenant? As you have seen with your own eyes, the groves of Ardenweald are dying as each great celestial trees fall. Our queen's desperation grows. The queen and her court of night know your strength. Help us restore balance to Ardenweald. That's pretty cool. Remind me of the Night Fae. So, again, kind of like Kyrian, I don't like the armor set. If I'm completely honest, like, I'm not, you know, trying to say this armor set looks really bad. It's just not my type of armor set. I kind of, you know, attach this more to, like, druids and, you know, maybe, like, mage, potentially, but mainly druids and stuff, right? Show the mount. The mount looks okay. Like, I'm not blown away with the mount, if I'm completely honest. It kind of doesn't fit the theme of warlocks, but it does look cool. I would definitely use it if I got the mount, 100%. The Night Fae tend to the fallen nature spirits who slumber within the tranquil forest. Those with a deep bond to nature may join their cause, ensuring that rejuvenated spirits can one day rejoin the eternal cycle. Now, if I'm completely honest, if I had to rank the zones that I played through, it would, like, the best one, I think it was Maldraxxus. I'm kind of biased there. It's just because of the lore, man. That's mainly what it is. And I say I'm biased because that's potentially what I'm going to pick. And then I liked probably the Night Fae next. And then the Raven Dreth zone, so the Venthyr. And then I actually like the Kyrian, which is the Bastion zone. Obviously the Night Fae zone is Ardenweald. But Yeah, I think that's the order. So my least favourite was probably Bastion. My most favourite was probably Maldraxxus. Just because like the world PvP and the zones was quite cool. Like the lore with Draka and everything was quite nice. So the abilities is Soul Rot. Now, this is where I kind of have to decide, because I really like Soul Rot. So if you didn't see my other video, basically I talked about Soul Rot potentially. So basically what it does is, I'll read it for you, right? 1 minute cooldown, 250 mana, 1.4 second cast, 40 yard range, wither away all life force of your current target and up to 3 additional enemies, so 3 people around you, causing your primary target to suffer 2,772 nature damage and secondary targets to suffer 1,386 nature damage over 8 seconds. So basically, if you have... oh wait, I think it's actually 4 targets, because it says wither away life force of your current targets, that's 1 target, and up to 3 additional targets nearby. So I actually think it's 4 targets. Could be wrong there. But basically puts a dot on them, and you're able to use your drain life on your primary target, and it also uses your drain life on all of the targets around you, up to obviously 3 additional nearby targets, like I said. So it's actually insane. And then you have your Soul Shape, which 1.5 minute cooldown, allowing you to basically teleport 15 yards, giving you a lot of movement speed as well. And obviously, if you're in I think it's a rest zone, you can use this whenever you want. So it's very, very nice. I'm actually considering Night Fate, even though I don't like the armor set, because I actually had a lot of fun in this zone. Soulbind, you have Naya. Healing or dealing damage has a chance to grant you a stack of redirected anima. The anima increases your maximum health by 1% and your mastery by 25 for 30 seconds. Okay, not too bad. Pod Tender, when you take damage that would kill you, instead rejuvenate with a 30%... Wait, rejuvenate within a wild seed, regaining 30% of HP every 10 seconds. If the wild seed takes more than 9,830 damage during this time, you die. Oh, so it summons a wild seed, and you could potentially get feared out of that, can you? And, because, it's kind of like cheat death for rogues. Recurs every 10 minutes though, which is kind of bad, but I could see it being actually okay. Like in Arena, for example, you're about to die, at least you have something that can heal you for quite good. And then you have Korean. Wild Hunt Tactics. Your damage to targets above 75% health and healing to targets below 35% health is increased by 10%. When your spells and abilities are enhanced this way, you gain 15% increased movement speed for 5 seconds. And then the Queen's Conservatory, a sacred garden where you can nurture the wild seeds of powerful lost souls and prepare them for rebirth. So it's not bad, don't get me wrong. Let's test the abilities. So Soul Rot, for example, don't know if this is going to work. Let me check. So if I use this, Soul Rot. If I stand in the middle, can I see? There you go. See what I mean? Your drain life can actually hit more than one target, which is great. Now, the thing that I was thinking, with obviously going Kyrian, is that, does it work with Inevitable Demise? Right, if you hit 50 stacks and you put Soul Rot on, can you do 50 stacks of drain life damage to everybody around you? Because if so, this ability is absolutely insane. A minute cooldown, if you get 50 stacks of your drain life, you use it on multiple targets, your AoE damage is going to be ridiculous in PvP and PvE. In a battleground, imagine that, right? There's like 4 people around you or something. You can just 50 stack drain life everyone, they're going to die. Which is actually insane. I could be wrong. It could just be your basic drain life effect. But it's cool nonetheless, right? I've been trying a new build though with Drain Soul, because you get Shadow Embrace passive now. So obviously that's a 9% damage increase to your target. But yeah, you get a 9% damage increase, which is insane. And then obviously if you play Haunt, that's an extra 10% damage increase. And obviously Haunt actually applies to Shadow Embrace too. I think a Drain Soul, pretty good, right? Because it's actually a channel, so you can get your Shadow Embrace out a lot faster. So that's the build I'm kind of, experimenting at the moment with Vile Taint as well. So it's pretty good. That's a 19% damage increase, because you can constantly use your Shadow Embrace and your Haunt. Now, if I use Soul Rot, this obviously is going to take away my drained soul if Inevitable Demise works, but still you get a 10% damage increase from your Haunt if you play it, but you don't need to. You can go big AoE damage and play Sacrifice, so definitely something to consider. And obviously you have the Fox, or the Vulpin, which you can just TP around. This is insane. I really like this ability. I'm not even kidding. This is probably one of my favourite abilities. It's awesome, man. Okay. Let's go to the Venthyr place now, just because we'll save the, obviously the Maldraxxus Covenant for last. The Necrolords. So, what adventures await me if I join your Covenant? The road to redemption for Ravengeth is a long one, but the Dark Prince of Sinful is ready to walk it. You have already helped us take the first steps on this journey. Now, we must endeavour to wrest control of Ravengeth from the clutches of the Master and his loyalties. How could the Venthyr benefit me? So, originally, I wanted to go Necrolords, right? 100% set in stone on Necrolords. And then I saw Venthyr as well. And then I thought, the gear doesn't look bad. So the reason why I want to go Necrolord is because of the gear. The gear looks absolutely insane. And then I saw the Venthyr and went, their abilities are actually really good. Their gear actually looks okay. And their mount, man, this looks really, really nice too. I could be on a goddamn bear. Like, this gear doesn't look bad at all. Like, compared to like the other Covenants, this is actually pretty decent. And the bear's definitely, obviously, really, really cool. But, so let me just read through this first. The Venthyr are aristocratic, overseer of the soul burdened with excessive pride and wickedness. They guide troubled souls upon the rigorous path to atonement, harvesting anima to keep their ram strong. Their abilities is impending catastrophe. Is that how you pronounce it? 1 minute cooldown, 1.8 second cast. So not too bad there. Call forth a cloud of anima that basically travels to the target, does 236 shadow damage to all enemies in its path. So, you know, as it's traveling to target, anyone in its path is going to take damage. When the anima reaches the target, it explodes, inflicting either Curse of Weakness or Curse of Tongues, and deals 1,354 shadow damage to over 12 seconds to all nearby enemies. So it's not bad. It's actually okay for AoE, but I can definitely see like Soul Rot being better in terms of AoE pressure, especially if it works with Inevitable Demise. This is still good though. At least you can get Curse of Weakness or Tongues out on the ads around you as well. So at least, you know, have that effect on the targets, which is obviously great, but you can put it on nonetheless. But this is the bit I was looking forward to. Door of Shadows. When through the shadows appearing at the targeted location, which is insane. So it's basically a teleport, and that will obviously help out a lot because you can teleport into, like, you know, your demonic, your demonic circle, and then you can do your demonic gateway. Very, very nice. You have Soulbind, so you have Nagia, the Mistblade, or however you pronounce the name. Thrill Seeker. While in combat, you gain a stack of Thrill Seeker every 2 seconds, or 4 stacks on killing an enemy. At 40 stacks, jeez, I can't speak. Thrill Seeker is consumed to grant you Euphoria, increasing your haste by 20% for 10 seconds. It decays rapidly if you're not in combat. That is actually insane because it gives you haste, and you guys know I like haste, so it's pretty decent. You got Theater, the Mad Duke. I basically just completed Ravengeth, before this video as well, so pretty cool. Soothing Shade, your spells and abilities have a chance to call Tubbins and Gubbins to your side for 12 seconds. Parasol in hand, standing in the shaded area, grants you 525 mastery. Probably great for Destro, you know, ton of mastery. Surface and Stone from General Draven. Damage taken below 40% health is reduced by 10%. Upon death, you leave a stone husk behind, even, which shatters after 3 seconds, inflicting 100% of maximum health and damage split among nearby enemies, and healing for 100% of your maximum health split among nearby allies. It's actually insane. That's really, really good. I probably wouldn't use that. If I picked any, though, it would probably be this one for the haste. And then you have Embercore, help rebuild Prince Renethor's influence through the most venerated, of Venthyr traditions, throwing amazing parties, making proper preparations, and and recruit the right staff to impress each week's VIP guests. So not too bad. And then if I test the abilities, so this was the ability I was looking forward to the most, but I'll show you that in a second. So we have impending how do you say that word, man? Catastrophe. Jesus, man, I can't say that word for some reason, but as you see here, does damage to a target, puts weakness or tongues on them. It's actually pretty good. Can you double weakness? No, so it just refreshes the weakness, so it's debatable on whether this is good. And then obviously you have, I'll show you what Warlocks can do. So you can TP very far away, you can then TP back, and then you can gateway. That's what I like. The mobility is very, very nice. So I was kind of, you know, thinking, should I go them? And we have one more to pick. I'll choose. And then, one more to see, sorry. And then we will pick our Covenant. It's definitely going to be a long video today, though. And what adventures await me if I join your Covenant? The ambitions of the Necrolords face a threat of extinction at our own hands. Should you once again join your strength to ours, we will fight together to forge desperate fragments into an army capable of challenging fate itself. What are the strengths of the Necrolords? So, guys, look at this gear, man. Some people might not be a fan of it, but I am. Look at this. I really, really like this gear. Literally, I might actually pick this Covenant just on the cosmetics alone. Now, if I wanted to go serious in PvP or potentially just have a lot of fun, I might pick Night Fae, maybe Bastion, or, you know, maybe, Venthyr. But Necrolords, there's something about that zone I really like, and the cosmetics looks awesome. This mount looks cool, probably not on a gnome to be fair, because look how big this mount is. But nonetheless, it's actually still pretty cool. So Necrolords. Home is Maldraxxus. Among the Necrolords, strength is rewarded and weak cast aside. The soul of the ambitious and contentious... Contentious? I think that's how you say it, right? Contentious. No, I don't know. Are forged into a mortal army charged with the defense of Shadowlands. Pretty cool. Your abilities is Decimating Bolt. 2.3 second cast, so it's not great there. 45 second cooldown though, so it's not too bad. Held bolts of decimating magic at your target, dealing 1.4k or 1419 shadow damage, and increasing the damage of your next Drain Soul. It only says Drain Soul because I'm playing Drain Soul. It will be Shadow Bolt if you play Shadow Bolt. Decimating bolts damage and the bonus to Drain Soul both increase as your target's health decreases. Oh, huh. I didn't know that. So the lower the target HP, the bigger the damage, right? Cool. I think it's actually Incinerate if you play Destro, though. So Affliction and Demo, I think it increases your Shadow Bolt damage, unless obviously you play Drain Life as Affliction, stuff like that. And I think it's Incinerate for Destro. It's pretty cool. Fleshcraft, 2-minute cooldown. Don't really like that's a 2-minute cooldown, not gonna lie. Full shield of flesh or bone. Over 4 seconds that absorbs damage equal to 20% of my maximum health. For 2 minutes, channeling nearby corpse claims an essence to grow the shield up to 50% of your maximum health. So this is great if you want to survive, especially for Warlocks, because you have your Soul Leech already, right? You have your big absorption shield that allows you to take a load of damage, so you'll just be so tanky. It's really, really cool. So your Soulbind, you have Plague Deviser Marileth, Volatile Solvent, using Fleshcraft with nearby nearby enemy corpses, consumes their essence and completely granting a benefit based on the creature's type. Decimating Bolt increases your intellect by 5% and up to 4 nearby allies' primary stat for 2%. For 7.5 seconds, you gain 2% additional intellect for each ally affected. And Forgeborn Reveries from Bonesmith Hermit, I don't know how you say the name. Your intellect and armor are increased by 1% for each enchantment on your armor, up to 3%. Upon death, the armor anchors your soul, allowing you to fight for an additional 10 seconds, which is cool. During this time, your damage and healing done is reduced by 50% and you cannot receive healing. And then you have Abomination Factory. This Nexus of the Maldraxxian art of flesh crafting allows you to join your construct construct new companions to join you on your venture across the Shadowlands. Now, I'm going to pull up the Soulbind calculator. You guys are obviously not going to be able to see it. because I want to just mention something with the Necrolords that I'm kind of experimenting with. So I saw this the other day. Which one is it? I think, so if I go Warlock, it's not this one. I think it's, is it this one? No. Sorry, I'm just trying to find it right now. Hopefully I can find it very soon for you guys. I just want to read off the spell. Oh, cool. You can get Gnashing Chompers, gain 3% of haste for 10 seconds after defeating an enemy, up to 15% for this guy, the middle one, which is actually pretty insane. But that's obviously great for PvE. Oh no, that could be actually good if you kill DK's pets, right? Where is it? Your first... Alright, if you play this guy, the first one, you can get a spell. Your first attack or spell cast on an enemy increases damage done to them by 10% for 10 seconds. Limit is 1. So, I think that's the spell I was thinking of with Marilef, or whatever his name is, right? So, the middle one's obviously great too. All three of them are actually pretty good. But if you go Plague Deviser Marilef, you can get a ability that requires Renown 3, and it says basically increase your damage increases. Your damage done to the target is increased by 10% for 10 seconds. If you're like with your first attack, so it's pretty decent. So you can actually deal 10% more damage to an enemy, and then if you play Haunt, that's 10%. So that's actually 20. And then if you obviously get your Shadow Embrace off, that's an additional 9%. Right. 29% damage increase single target wise. This is another reason why I kind of want to go, this Covenant, because a 29% increase of burst damage basically onto the target. I say burst damage because, you would usually, burst with like, put your Haunt up, get your spells out, and then obviously you would then start to burst and stuff. But that's a 29% single target damage increase. Think about that for a second. I think it allows you to do 10%, right? Your first attack or spell cast on the enemy increases your damage done to them for 10% for 10 seconds. Obviously, it's 10 seconds, so it's kind of hard. You probably want to start with Haunt immediately, just so you can get the damage out, and then that's a 20% increase there. So it's actually pretty good, and we're going to test the abilities. So we have Fleshcraft. There we go. Basically getting an Absorption Shield. I wasn't a big fan of this, if I'm completely aware, because look at the damage. 4,840 damage. And it's a 2-minute cooldown. Not great, but then you have Decimating Bolt. You use it on the target here. There we go. It does quite a bit of damage when it hits the target, and then damage of your Drain Soul increased by 100%. There we go. So it's pretty cool. It probably worked better with Shadow Bolt, because I think you get 3 stacks to that, right? I'm pretty sure. And it's a 45-second cooldown. So it's actually a hard choice. It's like, do I go with Necrolord for the cosmetics? Do I go Venthyr for the teleport and the mobility? Do I go Bastion for just the cool, like the zone? That zone, aesthetically, was definitely by far my favourite. 100% no doubt about that. The lore, definitely Necrolords was my favourite. And then, Night Fae, I did like that though. And then obviously Venthyr wasn't too bad too. So they all have their uniqueness. It's like basically, Necrolord, do I want the armor set? Basically what it comes down to. Venthyr, do I want the mobility and having, the ability to do, quite a bit of AoE damage? Do I want Bastion for the Steward and just the cool uniqueness and, the dot? Or do I want Night Fae, which is probably one of the strongest if I'm completely honest, so I can potentially drain life multiple targets and use a Vulpin to get around. And I think you can actually change the appearance of your Vulpin. It's very hard right now. This video's been dragging out so long, so I actually have to choose something. And I really don't know what I want to choose. I really don't know because, it comes down to this for me. Either Necrolord or Night Fae. Because either if my Drain Life stacks actually work with Inevitable Demise, then I'm going to be doing so much AoE damage, right? It's actually insane. So I really don't know what I want to go. I'm just put off by the cosmetics, man. On my warrior, I might actually end up going Night Fae. Just because I love their cosmetic. I'm a big transmog guy, so I'll probably end up playing through all these anyway later on. Just, you know, because I think there's achievements tied to them and stuff, and I can get titles and stuff potentially, and maybe cosmetics, but I think we got to pick Necrolord. I really do. Because look at this gear, man. Just look at it. It looks absolutely insane. The mounts look kind of cool. But I kind of want to go Night Fae. Obviously, you can change your covenant. Don't get me wrong. Anyone watching this video, you can actually change your covenant later on. 100%. There's no doubt about that. You can actually go back and change. But there's a time gate to when you change. So when you say, you know what, I don't want to be this covenant anymore. They kind of they're like, okay, whatever, you can go, and then you pick another covenant. But then you have to do like world quests, I think, for 2 weeks. Before you can actually start like getting into that zone and everything. Like, you know, start getting your renown up and that. As I'm aware. Could be wrong about that, but that's what I heard. Or something on those lines. And now, if you leave Necrolords, join a different covenant. Say I joined Night Fae. I left the Night Fae and wanted to join Necrolords again. Like I said, it's just going to take you longer. Oh, yeah, actually, no. I think it takes you longer if you want to join the same covenant. So it'll take you 2 weeks because they're kind of annoyed at you. So they're like, alright, if you want to join us again, you've got to grind 2 weeks worth of content to actually, you know, come back to our covenant. And if you want to join a new covenant, I think the first time is free. So if I chose Necrolords right now and I went, actually, I want to go Night Fae, I think I can actually choose them one time for free. So I don't have to do all that catch-up stuff, like the time gating. But after that, I think you do have to. I think I'm going to pick Necrolord now. Night Fae is such a good choice, but I think Necrolord... I don't know. It's really hard, guys. We're going Necrolord. We have to go Necrolord, right? Just because that 10% damage increase, but I think this Emini, or however you pronounce it, is really good too. Because it increases my primary stat, man, and others around me, but that's more of a PvE thing. Okay. I think I got to. You can tell it's not an easy choice, man. See, you can see all these. You can click on them, and it'll show you what they're about. I could have just stood there instead of running. You see, you look at all the armor sets, and it's just hard. Like ability-wise, if I had to go based on ability, it'd be Night Fae, I think, for me. But if I have to go for sheer cosmetics, then I think I have to go Necrolord. So we're going to pick Necrolord today, guys. Now, you guys probably didn't see that coming, but we're choosing Necrolord. There we go. You chose Necrolord. Damn. Night Fae's a good choice too. Like, all of these are solid choices, guys. Don't get me wrong. Anything you pick is going to be solid no matter what. So, don't worry about it. Report to Baroness Draka at the seat of the Primus. Ooh. Just because, right, if I taught you about... Right, this video is going to be very long. Just an FYI, guys. So, I really do apologise. I'll show, like, the introduction to me joining that Covenant too. Which obviously be quite cool to actually see. Because, you know, people who didn't pick Necrolord, for example, can just, you know, watch me now. See what it's like to obviously be introduced to the Necrolords. But... Like, the only reason I picked this is because the cosmetics, really, really cool. I like it. The zone was probably my favourite out of all of them. Wait, where do we go? Here, right? Fly to the Bleak Redoubt. There it is. Yeah, what's that? So, seat of the Primus. Now, it's my favourite zone. I like the fact that Draka was there and Vash, like Lady Vash was there. As I'm, you know, I think that's her name, right? So... It was pretty cool to see characters we've, like, you know, saw before in previous expansions. That was really nice to obviously see. I liked the sheer aspect of the zone. The world PvP was actually really great there. The questing was actually really decent too. And just overall, I actually think it was kind of decent. The lore behind that zone was my favourite by far. I just like that you know, Draka was a part of the Frostwolf clan, and then she converted to the House of Eyes, as I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And we went through that storyline, and overall, it was really, really good. Part of me kind of wanted to go with Night Fae though, like really bad, because I could see that probably being the most fun in terms of just, you know, playstyle and that. You could turn into a goddamn Vulpin and teleport around the map. Imagine that in like Warsong Gulch. You can probably do that while carrying the flag. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can or not, right? But that'd be really cool. But I think for PvE and PvP, this might be a solid choice. I don't know if your Fleshcraft can be purged off. I don't think it can. So hopefully not. But in PvE at least, Mythic Plus, right? This could actually be quite decent, like Necrolords. And you never know, they might get buffed later on anyway. Let's do it. Come on, look at Draka, man. She's awesome. Really, really cool.
Necrolords, true defenders of Maldraxxus.
Oh yeah.
Hear my words.
This is cool.
We now hold this sanctum, thanks to the deeds of this mortal who stands with our covenant.
Oh yeah. Like I said though, obviously you guys will know if I change covenants later on anyway in like my videos, because obviously I'll mention it, but I'm gonna hopefully stick with this covenant because I really do like it. Oh look, it's Morgraine too. I forgot about that. Alexandros Morgraine. Let's do it, boys. Oh, I'm raising the rune blade. Wait, but I was gonna take a goddamn screenshot. Oh yeah. I need another keybind. Damn, that's actually gonna suck. I need another keybind. I don't really use this one up here, if I'm completely honest. Okay, so I got a Neil. But wait, it said Neil? I swear it said Neil. Oh yeah, dude.
Within you lies the courage
Woo!
and guile to conquer your rivals.
Nice.
Unto you I bestow this
Where do I put this ability, man?
defender.
I guess I can replace Shift F now, because I use F, Shift F and Shift R kind of like my go-to defensive cooldowns, and obviously I always use which would be Dark Pact for my Shift F, so I actually might put Fleshcraft there now. There we go. Then that's on there. That's absolutely insane, guys. Like, we've gone with Necrolord based on cosmetics and the fact that I like the idea of what they have to offer and stuff like that. Oh, increase my stamina. Progress Covenant campaign, increase your weekly renown and stuff. That's really cool. How many... This is kind of like a battle pass that you obviously have to get through. I heard that it's going to take like... I don't know if this... Oh, damn it. Yeah, I might have to do them all anyway if I want to go for progression, because you get a title for each one, it looks like. You also get the mount. Weapon appearances. Illusion. No, weapon appearances there. Illusion. Huh. Renown 34. Soulbind upgrade. Damn, this is like... When do we get the cosmetic? Is it at the end like we just saw? Okay, so you can get back, legs and feet. So, oh, I think it's like a... Oh, get to like level 20 something, and then you get part of the set. And then if you hit like max level, you get all of the set. Cool. I think that's it though for me being introduced. That's cool. As you can see though, there's like no one here. I don't know if it's because I need to complete these quests first. Ooh! Complete 3 world quests and I actually get access to that. There's been a lot of Warlocks going Night Fae though. Like, the main ones I've seen I think is Night Fae and potentially Kyrian people's been going. But, just overall man, Oh, what the hell is this? I don't know what this is. Reactivate the Sanctum across the massive necropolis. Dominate the sky above Mount Xrathis. Restore access to the more travel options within that zone. Okay. Restore anima to this powerful ancient device. Once operational, it allows you to siphon anima. Command table. Marshal our forces as we reclaim Mount Xrathis from those who oppose us. This nexus of Maldraxxian art is fresh. I'm so confused. What is this? Tribute. Okay, I have no idea what this is. I guess you unlock them all later or something. But guys, that's going to obviously end today's video. I'll sort all this out later because obviously it's been a long video today. But I really hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. We are in fact part of the Necrolords now. So I really hope everybody obviously enjoyed it. I decided to go with these, like I said, because of the cosmetics and the lore behind the zone. If I change, obviously, you would know, you know, probably on my Twitter or just in general on my videos, but I don't really want to change, so obviously I'm really excited with my choice here. Let me know what Covenant you picked in the description down below of this video. I'll actually be eager to know what you guys obviously chose. And yeah, any Covenant's good, man. Just pick what you enjoy nonetheless, and it obviously work out for you. But guys, thank you for watching today's video. I appreciate everyone who obviously watched it. If you did enjoy it, obviously make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and also subscribe to the channel. I've been Xrathis, and I'll catch you in the next one. So, peace!